Uh, Good day, everyone. Um, I just want to clarify about something. There are things which we have been discussing, we have been talking, and we have been urging people to join the movement. This is the movement which is called the Rise of the Patriotic Citizens. Yeah, which is for everyone who is a citizen, particularly the Malawian. So, I just want to try to give an explanation because in those our clips we have been talking, like I've been saying we need to fight this, we need to fight for change. So there are some people who might think or who are thinking that if we say fight or if we mention the word fight, that means maybe we want to cause the havoc in the country, or we want to invite the violence in the country, or we want to start war in the country. No, that is a totally misunderstanding. It's misconception. That is not the true meaning of fighting, because we fight, sometimes we use the word contact and dialogue. So it's not obvious that when we mention the word fighting, that means we fight, we use the violent ways. That is a barbaric and this uncivilized way of fighting. But as civilized people, we fight in a reasonable and responsible manner. So what are we really going to fight for? If we are calling people to join us so we can fight for a change, we are talking about fight against the poverty, to fight against the problems which you are facing, because these problems, the poverty, is outpacing us. So we need to rise up and fight back. Otherwise, if the citizens themselves, they are not there to fight, then I don't see anyone achieving this goal, because it is the citizens, particularly the poor, who are mostly affected by this. So we are urging people to join us. Let us rise. Don't say, no, I'm not a violent person. Those people, they want to join politics, then by the end of the day you see people dying. No, it's not like that. You see people who are doing that are the people who are fighting for their self. They are selfish people. They're fighting for their berries. They're fighting for their families. They're fighting for themselves, to enrich themselves. That's why you see they're using people to take the violent means of fighting, of dealing with things. By the end of the day, is the mere people are suffering. The poor people are dying for their cause, which is not right, it's wrong. So that's why we have decided to encourage people. Maybe if we can come up with a better way of fighting, a better way of dealing with things, we can achieve the goal. And the goal which is gonna be beneficial to everyone as a citizen of the nation. So when we are talking about fighting, we need to change. We have been talking about changing the system of education. Like I said, you can't just come today, we want to change the system of education by just doing nothing. Then it's not going to work, because there are people who are benefiting from those stupid systems. There are people who are benefiting from that. It might be the fellow citizen of the Malawians, or maybe the other people from abroad, or maybe our our colonizers who colonized us. They are the ones who are benefiting for making us the way we are doing things, because we are just doing things as if everything we are learning at school, we are learning to be there so that we can sustain. Whenever we buy something from them, we can maintain it, we can sustain it properly, we can do a few things by ourselves, but we can't actually make something which is tangible. So if we're talking about changing those things, we need proper ways of engaging. Otherwise, it won't happen, because there are people who are benefiting from it. That's why we are calling for people to come up as one nation, to come together so we can speak in one voice. And that is the only way our voice can be heard. We are talking about fighting the political system. Our political system is very rotten. It is not even rotten, because if we say something which is rotten, it means at one point it was good and then it was changed. It has been changed now to now is not even functioning, but before it was functioning. It's not like that. It has never functioned. So our political system is like abnormal. It's an abnormal thing. Why am I saying this? Because it's a political system which is there not to be led by the people, to be led by people who are going to be chosen through merit. No. But it is led by people who are chosen just because of ignorance. They know for sure, those politicians, they know if we go to the village, we take a packet of sugar, we give the person the sugar, by the end of the day, you will vote for us. And when you vote for us, we're going to take billions of money in our pockets, replacing that small sugar. They use those things as a bet. And actually, they're happy when they see people suffering. I mean, we have the kind of politicians in our country. It's a shame. You will see a politician, a leader of his party, and then he's there advocating or busy preaching, campaigning like this. I mean, we have a political system in our country which only favors a certain group of people just because they are highly populated in their region. These things takati kuzoona munjira zambiri mbiri. Takati kumva misonkhano ena azisogolera ena kuyankhula kunena kuja kuchita monenesa kuti ineyo even anthu mwakuti akuti kaya ndingonena kuti atoboka ngati simuzandivotera, I don't care, because even if you vote for me or you don't vote for me, ine ndizapambana. And it really happened like that. Chimene chikusonyeza kuti our political system is not fair at all, because I mean, to be a leader, someone must be born to be a leader. You born to be a leader. You just come up like, I want to be a leader. You can see, they say history is the best teacher. Yeah, is it true? Because if you look back, if you can open the Bible, you will see how the leaders were being chosen in that particular time. Because the politics we are doing today, it has got the origin of it. So the origin was there in those times. We had the kingdoms, even here in Malawi. We had the Hamanga kingdom, Malawi kingdom, Chikuramayembe kingdom. We had the Ngoni kingdom of Mbelwa kingdom. We had kingdoms all over the world. That is the origin of politics. It's the origin of nowadays politics. But today we have lost the path. Before they were not using the same tactics we are using today. No, they have the better way of doing things. So njira imene tikugwisa ntchito panopa ndiyoti munthu amangoyendera kuti wakwathu. Chimene chikutanthauza kuti ngati Mulungu atapanga decide lero kuti apange bless, ampase zero munthu wina ndemwena akuchokera ku northern region akhale leader, it's impossible kuti akapange image victorious. Chifukwa choti iye uja sakhala ndi majority amavote ayi, sakhala nawo majority. By the end of the day, as a nation, we end up choosing the leaders who doesn't have wisdom, the leaders who are not capable of running a state. You see, that's why ndi nkhondo, akuti politics is a war, is a dirty game. They're giving it all sorts of those names. It's only in Malawi. It's only when you give the politics, like if you give the leadership, you put it into the wrong hands, irresponsible hands. That's why they will turn that thing into something else. I mean, if you can take the chiri, sabora ndi chinthu chabwino, is a spice. Koma ngati sabora amene ujayo mumuyike m'manja olakwika, ukhoza kupanga cause damage. Ndikutanthauza chani? Mwana uja wang'ono mukampasa sabora uja, mapeto ake atapa kuposa adya mlomo mwake muja kuposa mulimu kuti amene utatani adye. Okapena atenga sabora uja aziseweresa nkuzigwira nawo maso. You see? Akayamba kulira mwana uja akavulala, sikuti sabora ndi oyipa. Politics is not bad, but you have let the people, like you have chosen the wrong people to lead those things. It is in the wrong hands. It is in the wrong hands. The people who are learning it are wrong. That's why you see they are killing each other. They are violent, property destruction, and whatsoever they can do to achieve whatever they are looking for. So whatever they are looking for it has nothing to do with Malawians, the citizens of Malawians. It's for their pockets. Even Panado, when you take Panado, mukatenga mankhwala liwose, muka akhala kuti Panado amapanga we mapeni, it's a painkiller. Koma ngati atakhale mu manja woti ndi olakwika, by the end of the day muzapeza kuti Panado ichakupha munthu. Why? Because you took that thing and leave it into the wrong hands, and by the end of the day he consumed everything, and then he's dead. You can't say Panado is bad, but the bad person is the one who was handling that. So it's the same with politics. We are tarnishing the image of politics. People, even the wise people who can do much better, for our country, maybe to be something else, they are refraining from joining politics. They are refraining from bringing the good ideas, because they are scared if we do something they will kill us, or if you do something something will happen, or this, because we have left this political thing into the wrong hands. Why did we do that? Where did it went wrong? It is the political system we are talking about. It's the political system which only favors a certain group of people. Chifukwa choti kwahoko ndi ambiri. Ndikakhala kuti wisdom yagwera Mulungu amasankha wina aliyonse, samayendera kuti uyu ndi wakumpoto wakuti amangosankha. And akasankha amakhala kuti asankha. Ndi iniyo mukuyendera majority anuwo, you want to use your own human knowledge. Ifeyo tisankha amene akutipasa mpunga, tisankha amene akutipasa makuta. For choti most of the people in Malawi, they need to be civically educated. We need to learn a series of civic education almost in each and every household, or in each and every community, to teach people what politics really is. They must know kuti politics, tikamati politics, sindikuziwa kuti tikamati ndale mene tikumachipangira interpret in our local language, if it is true meaning to interpret it, I don't know. But they must know the actual thing. But the politics is about choosing the leaders, and the leaders who's going to lead you by example, the leaders who's going to lead you toward a greater future. Osati anthu oti ango kuonongerani zinthu. Ndi aziziwa kuti tikamavota or tikamatenga izizi tikutenga kuti gawirazi, anthu awakufuna tavotera, koma tikavotera sogolo atulire pano. Aziwe cheni omavota kuti kamavota kwenikweni chikutanthauza chani. Kodi munthu ndikampasa mphamvu khala leader zimatanthauza chani. They must know all these things. They need to be civically educated, because anthu ajawo panopo akusankhira malidara athu. Tine tikhoza kunena kuti asogolere athu panopa akusankhidwa mwa umbuli. Our election system is based on umbuli. ena amangosankhidwa by chance kuti nthawi imene ija akhala ndi molano kwambiri basi asankhidwa chifukwa choti kwawo kumene kuchokera kuti anthu ambiri they don't have any wisdom. I mean, we have been seeing other leaders, they forge their certificates, they don't have even certificates, but because they know where I'm coming from, the fan base, like we have the majority of people, they are coming from my region, so I've got a chance, there is a probability that I can win the election. Then they go on, you see, suppressing the leaders, the people who are capable of running the country. They are there, but they can't because maybe the region where they're coming from, anthu ndang'ono sanga avotere sanga kwanise kuti atantha awina. That's why it's very difficult to have a president from north. It's very difficult to have a president maybe from Katabe or Shtipa and Zimba. Why? Because the population in northern region is low. But that doesn't mean kuti mulungu samapereka zero kwa anthu akumpoto. Ayi, mulungu amangosankha. It is this reason, that's why we can't locate the proper leader for our nation, because our election system, our political system is based on majority, and the majority of this, there are people who are ignorant. They choose maumbuli, they win ngoma tasa ineyo ndine nsogole yemwakuti mwakuti. But the end of the day, that's why mukuona kuti kuli chilindima leaders mu political system yathu muli zipani zina zoti ndi zipani koma mmimba mwa zipani zizake munazoona kuti president wa chipani chake instead kuti apange advocate anthu aluze zinthu zoyenera kuti iyeyo is capable of running a party. And if you are saying you are a president of your party, that means you can also be a president of a nation. You are capable of running a country. Koma zaona kuti anthu amene ma leaders ena ali ndi political leader yake ali ndi anthu otama mkuu leader, koma by the end of the day akuuza anthu kuti koma mukavotere wakuti uja ayi wakuti akupangira campaign anzake. Why not you? It means kuti iye alibe solutions. Bwanji ngati chipani chosasira anzako amene angachiyendese bwanji iweyo you don't have any solution toward the nation. You are busy marketing for another one. Ukupanga campaign kwa campaign kwa leader aso wina ndi anthuso nawo sofacha kuti political yathu imene tikunenera papa kuti anthu they are ignorant, they are brainwashed, they can't know, they don't know. Most like 80% they don't know what politics is. They don't know even nthawi ya mavoti jamangona ngati ni nthawi yoti tidiyeno sopano anthu atigawire zinthu zaulere basi, koma samaziwa kuti ndi nthawi is a crucial time where you are taking a very crucial step toward your future. It's either you are destroying it or you are creating a better one at the same time. Anthu samaziwa zimene because they are brainwashed. Muzapeza akuuluti leader wawo koma akumemeza akunena akupanga encourage anthu kapena nene kuti akupanga campaign za leader wina kuti yeye ndiye amene ali ndi masolution. Iweyo ngati leader unazika kuti ndiwe leader, why you don't have solution? Then put other people there to stay there. Muzapeza kuti mena anapitira wina ku member as a member of a parliament palibe ndi siku limodzi lomwe member wanu wa ku parliament munamvotera kumuziko mulira kuti kutumani mukati imirire kuti. There is not even a single day where he stood up to speak something tangible or to speak something which is gonna make sense. He's just scared. He's just scared nje. Yakhala nje. He can't even stand up to raise a point. Not even a single day. He's just quiet because akuziwa kuti yeye anapita kuja. Sanapitira Malawi, sanapitira ma citizens, sanapitira anthu ovutika aja anamvotera. Koma he's there to enrich himself. He knows kuti potapa session imene umoyo wake uli safe, palibe kisina ngandi andimata, moyo wanga uli safe, ndarama zanga zikulowa mala wasi akulowa, basi zake zikutani zikuyenda. But he can't even fight for the people who brought him there. That is the kind of politics we have in Malawi. We say no to that. We are calling for a change. We will need to fight, and we will fight. If we are calling for a fight, we will fight this in a proper way, using contact and dialogue. In fact, we are not fighting against any certain political party, or we are fighting against government, the current regime. No, we want to work with any government which is going to come in, because us, we want to start finding the solution. We want the actions which is going to be there to deal with the problems, the actual problems on the ground. while the politicians are busy criticizing each other. I mean, ngati nzika uli ndi solution ukuziwa kuti ziko ili kusafara facha kuti pakuti pakuchepekera. Osangobwera bwanji kuti tiyese ili pitani maulemu wanu musapite mozikuuza kwambiri kuboma kuja because you have to respect the authority. He's a reader at that time, so you have to go there nicely. Osati tumozi tukumura kuti ye oneke kuti iwe ndio ai bwino ngati ndi solution inu do it privately. Ndi maganiza kuti pange chonchi ziko lathu liyenda pali njira yakuti. Why you can't do that if you have the solution? Koma kupita kusonkhano koma kanamiza anthu ife ndi ma solution ife mwakuti just because you want to enrich yourself, you want to fill up your pockets, you go cheat you go there after you cheat people. That is not the solution. And we have been having these such kind of political leaders since, but nothing is changing. You're just changing the leaders, but the poverty itself is accelerating, is going. It's not even stopping. But the problems are multiplying each and every day. So the best solution is to work with the government. That's why our movement is willing to work with the government. We need to engage the government to bring the fundo zimene tikuona kuti izizi tikuza kukoza zinthu nziko. Tipange engage government, tikambirane bwino, then we go out there with the kukhalaso ndi ndaliso ochokera kuboma kuti anthu awakugwira ntchito yokomera Malawi. It's not a political kuti afuna apange for just a selfish reason. That is the only way if we can work together. If you have the solution, you see the government is struggling, come with the solution, assist that current government. And it's not happening there. You will see that we celebrate each and every failure of the government. If the government is failing, us we celebrating. We're not knowing we are celebrating, but it's the poor people who are suffering. You have the solution. You see people are dying. You have the solution. Then you are sitting. You are waiting for your right time. God is going to shame you. Even if you can come to that seat, God is always going to shame you to show you that you are not the right person. If He doesn't choose you, if you are not born to be a reader, nothing you do, God is going to just show you are not a reader. And it's really showing most of our leaders, you can see when they get there, that's when now you can say, he's not a reader. How can we find a reader? If we change some of these things, more especially in the political system, the way we choose our leader, the way we elect our leaders. You see, pali zambiri zimene zikufuna kusinthidwa koma sizoti tikupita ku street ukaphwanya zinthu mwakuti mukuphwanya zinthu zimene zili zanu. What is that? It's barbaric. It's uncalled for. I mean, as a leader, as a political leader, you can't stand and then encouraging people to do violence. That is stupidity at its best. We need to be civilized. If we have a solution, let us bring the solution forward. Let us sit down. Let us start implementing those solutions. Not waiting because the bomber la chakwera, akapena the bomber la MCP, they feel at DPP sitting abwelese ma solution. Would rather watch from a distance and as if utika azirira ndeti zibwera kuti makaula no sopano makaula. What is that? As a leader, you have to have that conscience. You have to feel for those people. It is you leaders who are making them stupid because of those things you are preaching on your campaign. Now today you're coming and you start doing mockery for them while they are suffering instead of feeling for them. No, we should stop this kind of politics. Kuti iseye tikabwera mboma tizapanga chakuti. No, start it now. Start implementing those things now. I mean, there are many ways you can come up with the idea. Just nicely. Don't boost for kuti ife tikufuna tipuzisa MCP. There is no one who's going to listen to you. But mukawera maulemu wanu munjira yabwino anzano ajama leaders aje akuvani kuti okay amunena lizoona tenti pange implement koma because we want to be held, we want kuti we should be seen kuti ifeyo ndi ifeyo amene tikuyenera kuti khale ma leaders amene busiful kuzitukumula pamaso pa Mulungu ndizosathandiza ndizichamukasankhidwa Mulungu amakusonyezani kuti you are not a leader. Mavuto amangopitirira. Because for you to be a successful leader, good is in this way, you must have wisdom. You must be educated, of course, and then you must have that grace. Why are we calling for a grace? We're calling to have grace. We must have grace because it is by the grace of God. If the country is doing well, it is by the grace of God. If it wasn't for the grace, ndisijamangoona kuti ngozi zikuchitika kawiri mwapangadi njira za makono zoti musinthire zinthu, mwapanga zipangizo zochipa mtengo mwakuti mwakozekera season bwinobwino, because our nation as Malawi, we depend on farming. So if the season now mukapanga zinthu zanu zija madikira kwa Mulungu mvula nyengo nemukazalazala mazi akubwera kukokora, Friday cyclone chani akubwera kuja kupanga zakuti zambiri kusokoneza maplanoza, apo ayi kukubwera chinthenda icho cha outbreak of pandemic, kolera chakuti maplani wose balala, which clearly shows kuti is by the grace. Prosperity kamakhala pakuyena kuti pakhaleso grace, Mulungu akupangeni favor kuti zinthu zanu zikuyendereni. For example, mmene anayambira bingu, it was a grace inali pa zinthu zimayenda bwino, mvula imagwa bwino, Petreza uja amene anayambira njira zake, ndi zinthu zikamayendera limodzi, grace, wisdom, ndi knowledge kako kamene waphunzira kaja ukuzitenga kuti ndi wophunzira, ziziyendera limodzi. Koma ayi, chifukwa choti tikuyendera majority, we don't have such leaders mostly. Koma tili ndi ma politics aja kuti iwo amangokonda kuti amangopita, amalolera kuti azipita ntchali choti si yawo, munthu sinsiramu amakalola kuti akakhale nsiramu, sinkhristu koma amakalola kuti naye asakapemphere kwa Khristu. They use each and every means kuti apeze boma, apeze mpando. They can use everything, even the death itself, it was not spared. We have seen it. We saw it recently. We had the series of high-profile deaths, which was happening across the country. It swept the country. The VP, we had seen most prominent people, they were dying. You see, instead of feeling sorry or coming together as a country to cry or to mourn those people, but we're bringing in politics. We want to use that as an advantage. You can't use such kind of thing. I mean, we have to have a respect sometimes to the family, the deceased family. You can't just be bringing such a atarazi into this matter like that. No, you can't be doing that. Chikusonyezeratu kuti ndi anthu ma leaders athu amene tili now as political leaders, tili ndi ma leaders oti they don't care about others, they only care about themselves. They want to use each and every chance they can find to gain their support. For munthu when uzipanga feel sorry, Bible reminds you should cry with those who are crying, weep with those who are weeping. Then you can't just write you are happy. Mmene makhala ukachipinda maona mmene afera uyu zakhala bwino mukula manje. That means if you are able to celebrate when someone is dead, that means you can even kill someone in order to achieve something. So in other way, you are the murderers. Ndino akupha nanusu. This is not something which you can be using on campaigning. No. Mabwera ena kumanena economic yathu ikufunika kuti ziko lathu lufunika economy. Munthu amene akuziwa economy. Me, I'm saying no. We don't need an economist now. We don't need an economist in our countries in Malawi. We don't need an economist. It's not going to do nothing. We need a wise reader. We need the grace. We need proper readers. We need to start implementing proper things, proper means of dealing with this current situation we're in now. We need to change some of the things, the way we're doing things. I've already mentioned. That is the only way. Why am I saying I'm crushing this point of we need an economist? Who is an economist? An economist is any qualified who started the economy. What? He can be employed, whether in the bank, you find that there are economics, they are working. Even in the Reserve Bank now, there are economists, they are there already. It doesn't matter who's that, but they are there already. But things are not working. Even others who are now claiming they have been there in that position, and we didn't see any tangible solution which they brought. How can you say you don't have it? As a nation, it's like someone who is poor, he doesn't have anything to eat. Then you come up, what are you talking? Do you think that person will listen to you? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. You can't say economy yake haiyambira pale. Then atari ndi trouser limozi. Economy yake mufu kuti asave soap asamacha ape kawi mufuna kuti chabwino ndidi akakhala kuti ali pa den trouser jazilika paja azienda mbulani. Is that what you are calling for? Mutandauza chani ngati anthu akudya kale kamozi ena sakudya even kamozi. You are saying economy mupafunika. That is the work of an economist. You have to do things economically. You have to manage things. You waste less, but you save more. You understand? That is one part of economy. Economists, that's what they're doing. Economist, for someone to be an economist, to show his ability of doing things in economically, is menana panga side as an economist, the economy, kayandarama igenda bwino. Ziko lijalo, likale kale kuti ndi zinthu zoti yeyo limpangi employ kuti apangi manage zinthu zika. He can manage, he can't waste things properly when things are there. You do economy when things are there. When there are nothing, you can't do economy. So as it stands now, as a nation, we don't have anything. We need to create something. We need to come up with something. We don't just need an economist. We need a corrective effort. Whether you are an economist, you are a farmer, you are just a vendor, anyone to come forward, to work together so we can produce something. When we have those things now, we'll say, okay, we need a strong economist now who can manage these things so that we mustn't go back to the crisis which we have been facing. But you can't say just because you are economist then you think you are fit to be a leader. No. You go, from which forex we're gonna make it. Even if you know you've got connection to IMF, you know how to you learnt about the theory of economic monetary things, fiscal. You call them, you give them all sorts of names. You know those names, but you can't bring the solution to the nation. It's nothing. It's nothing. What we need is the work on the ground. Let us change a few things which are dragging us backward so that we can go forward. De samana mizane hai. Samana mizane. As a country now, we don't just need a political leader. We don't need a leader. We don't need a chewa. We don't need a tumbuka. We don't need a Lomwe. We don't need a Tonga. We don't need any tribe as a leader. But we just need a leader who is responsible, a leader who is wise, a leader who is visionary, a leader who is chosen, a leader who was born to be a leader. Because remember, the Bible said, I choose you before you was born. There are people who God chose them before they were born, still in their mother's tummy. God chose them to be the leaders. We have those people, but they can't emerge because the devil is using this stupid and dirty political system we have now to suppress those people so that they mustn't manifest what God have instilled in them. So we need to wake up. We need to polish something. Tikamapanga zinthu tisatengere kuti kaya azungu akugwiritsa ntchito chani, anzathu kwakuti akugwiritsa ntchito chani. Ayi, tipange chinthu malingana ndi mmene ife tikapezekatu kazinthu ndi mmene tilili ziko lanu. Sasa malamulo ena tizingopanga fwa choti ife ndife Amalawi, zimene tikufuna ndi zakuti okay teni tipange lamulo lakuti. Osakutengera kuti in social studies we learned that the system of government is this, then we must choose who brought those system of government. You just copied from somewhere. You imported it from the overseas, or you imported it from the colonial rules. And what an Amagusan, do you think they can make something to favor? No. So we need to wake up. Let us try to educate those people who are choosing the leaders just because nje kuti wakwathu watipasa ufa. But they must know the true meaning of choosing the leaders. They must be civically educated, and that is the one tool which we're gonna use as our movement is gonna use to civically educate. We're gonna learn a series of civic education before even we start everything. We need to educate people. They must know what is it about politics. They must know political details. They must know the leadership. If we use this system of government, how is it affecting us? How is it benefiting us? And from there, you'll see, you will have a better morale. We will have a better citizen, a strong citizen who's going to make a decision. Yoti izatithandisa. Osati kutipweteka mmene tikupwetekera lero. I thank you.
can stop me now. Let's keep chasing the sun to what can't be done. Let's go beyond, push the limits, take flight. We'll break through the sky and go beyond the stars. With every step we take, we'll lead the way. These walls, we're breaking them down, and we'll leave them all in the dust. No horizons waiting for us, because we are made to go beyond. Now get back up, try again, come back stronger. No walls they built can stop me now. Let's keep chasing the sun to what can't be done. Let's go beyond, push the limits, take flight. We'll break through the sky and go beyond the stars. With every step we take, we'll lead the way. These walls, we're breaking them down, and we'll leave them all in the dust. No horizons waiting for us, because we are made to go beyond. Now get back up, try again, come back stronger. No walls they built can stop me